This is White Lightning, our 1990 Mazda Miata, and this car has been through a lot.
Oh, this is the end.
It looks like ATF.
This is the end.
Keep going.
We've done multiple experiments on it, all of which you can watch on our channel, and the car recently got a fresh engine swap. The only thing is, we didn't change the turbo. So today, this car is getting a brand new turbo. Welcome back, y'all. So, many of y'all know this car. It has been through a lot of stuff. We've abused the hell out of this thing. It is a certified race car, right, Daniel?
RACECAR.
RACECAR. Guys, the turbo on this thing is blown. We're about to show you how bad that shaft play is. So what we're doing today, we're actually be installing a brand new eBay turbo. So this is what we got. CXracing turbo, straight off eBay. So this one is not a ball bearing, it's a journal bearing.
What's the difference?
Ball bearings are more efficient and they last longer. Journal bearings are like considered wet floating bearings, right?
In it.
You're the Miata man.
I'm not the turbo Miata guy.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much to keep myself from getting completely obliterated in the comment section. But yeah, journal bearings are not as good as ball bearings, but they still get by just fine. So with a ball bearing turbo, you're gonna have faster spool and also a longer life on the turbo. But that's okay because this one was half the price of a ball bearing, and considering the turbo that's on the car, that is also a journal bearing, and I got it from a friend, Alex, who had it on his car, so it was already used, and he said, hey, you have maybe a year left on this turbo. We got a year out of that turbo, and we abused the hell out of it, so that's why I had no problem with getting another turbo. Now, this turbo is slightly different. It does have a smaller turbine. This is a 0.48. I don't know what that one is, we'll find out in a second. So, but the compressor size is roughly the same as the current turbo that's on the car. The turbo on this car is a 0.63 on the turbine, and this is a 0.48, which means we will get a lot more spool out of this one. What that basically means is whenever you're lower in RPMs, you will begin to build boost sooner, assuming we have no leaks, which we gotta make sure we have none of those today. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. And for any of you that are curious, I don't want to recommend this turbo yet because we actually have a drift event this weekend, so we'll put this thing to the test. But this was like 280 bucks, so not too bad. Not the cheapest thing out there, but part of the price was because it had this V-band connection on it, which is really nice because that means it'll literally just connect right to our downpipe because we have a V-band already on the car. So, in theory, this should be a direct bolt-on, and we can go make choo-choo noises and go obliterate Mustangs. Yeah.
Jay.
Huh? Jay, yeah, Jay, you're next. So, before we go any farther, I want to show y'all how bad this shaft play is. Take a look real quick, Zach. So, this right here, hopefully you can get it on camera, but I'm going to go ahead and try and move it. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see that.
Your hand's in the way.
Okay. So I'm going to take it with my pliers, and I'm going to try and move it. Yeah, you can see that on camera, right?
Yeah.
Daniel, look how bad this is.
Jesus Christ.
1 second. I had it on.
Oh God.
I think it's fine. Good for another 300K.
You can actually see the scratch marks on the inside where it just scored it. So let's compare that to the brand new turbo. So let's come over here real quick. So now it's normal to have a little bit, but this is how it should be. I don't even know if you can see that on camera. But you see the play on that? Mm-hmm. It's very slight, so it's not near as bad as the other one. But now if you got like a brand new Garrett turbo that's ball bearing, you're probably not going to have any shaft play at all. Probably. This should last another year at least, so should be good in theory. Let's go ahead and rip this thing out and get the new one in. We kind of messed up, guys. We just drove the car here. Oh, by the way, we're not at our garage. We're at Daniel's shop for a change of scenery, as you put it. So, also, this is the man that helped both of us with our engine swaps.
Yep.
Very smart Miata guy.
Teachers never sound smart.
Guru.
Just kidding. They did.
Okay, this is hot potato.
Oh shoot. That's
I got it.
It's good. It's good. Oh no! Don't go and grab that.
Is it not hot?
Motor hands, bro.
Motor hands, bro.
Yeah, give it a good little whack. You got it.
Do we need motivation?
There you go.
How to crack your manifold.
Well, that's why I'm doing the turbo.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it on the manifold. Jesus Christ.
That's hot.
Instant, dude.
The turbo is out.
She's free.
The world's most
Coming
abused
in hot.
turbo. Literally.
We're taking off the manifold right now, so just prepping it for the new turbo. We're gonna have to do a couple things. Once we get this off, this manifold off, we're gonna have to cut more out of the body right here, or frame, body. We're gonna have to cut more out of that. We're also gonna paint it because you can see it's starting to rust a little bit. Grinding, cutting, painting, and we can put the new turbo on. So.
Da-da-da. Gabe, what you doing?
Alright, I feel like I work on the truck right now. These bolts are a pain in the ass, but we should get a shirt that says that.
Yes.
We're making sure we take everything apart, that way we know it goes back together correctly and snugly. And we're also gonna have to make a Ace Hardware run, so. Yep.
Sweet.
And 3, 2, 1. Last nut. Should be free. Well, there's manifold.
Fancy.
And this is the, what is that we gotta shave? Right here.
Heater core.
Yeah.
Outlet.
Okay.
Yeah, those son of a bitch go off.
Woo! She scored her.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, yeah.
I did not expect that. Okay. I got it.
Yeah, I forgot that there's a lot of water involved in that one.
Good job, bud.
That's exactly.
That got me.
Wednesday, first day of the month.
Tornado signs.
We never do those.
Really?
Really?
It's the first Wednesday of the month, bro.
We never do that.
Really?
I've been here 2 years and I've never heard those go off here.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to work.
Right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Guess I'm going to go work in Tornado.
Alright, so we had to go to Ace Hardware to get some loose nuts and bolts. We also had to get new studs for the turbo. So this is one of the old studs off of the manifold, and you can see how stretched they got. And the threads are just all boogered up, and it's a really good thing that we're replacing these because this would literally be Boost Leak City if we didn't replace them. So, that's good. But anyways, we got all new hardware for the turbo, new studs, new nuts. We also got lock washers, and we're also... This time, for once in this entire car's life of being turboed, we're gonna have all the nuts on the manifold. I'm really excited.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's get to it. Alright guys, we got the studs set in there. So what we actually did, we double nutted each stud, tying the nuts together, and we were able to turn the stud by doing that. So all 3 studs are tight. Now we just have to do this one right there. And then the studs will be ready to go. We also had to shave 2 of these studs because they would actually hit the turbo housing. So, and that should be good too. Okay, so we found out it is much easier to install the turbo on the manifold when it's not in the car. So we got all 4 nuts tight, which is very hard to do when it's in the car, but we got that done. And right now, Daniel's actually taking apart the old turbo so we can see just how bad it is on the inside.
I'm ready to see this.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty bad, dude, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so far not too bad. There's a shaft play. If we look on the inside of the housing, you can see all those score marks right there. So we had a little bit of a clearance issue with the downpipe. Downpipe would actually hit the body right here. So that's what we've been doing. Daniel's been cutting away at it with the angle grinder. So once we get this trimmed some more, we're actually gonna go and try and paint a lot of this surface right here because it's kind of rusty. So that's what we're doing right now. Alright, time to reinstall the turbo.
Where it is.
So,
Yeah.
so we literally just realized that we put the turbo on backwards. So, we're gonna have to take it apart. We're just gonna have to take the turbo off and flip it, basically. Because we done messed up. It's okay, at least we realize it now. Could be worse, right?
Could be way worse.
Could be worse. Alright, so we're just gonna fix that in 3, 2, 1.
Same.
And turbo is facing the right direction. We had to put it on and take it off several times to get everything lined up correctly. We also had to clock the turbo. But now I think we're ready for reassembly, dude.
Let's get her together.
Let's get her done, man. Alright guys, so we've been in this garage for like 8 hours now, but we finally got the turbo on. The downpipe is connected, the oil feed and return are both connected. We still need to put the O2 sensor in, and we still need to connect the power steering pump. So we actually deleted my blow-off valve, which is sitting right over there. It wasn't even working in the first place, but we're only running 8 pounds of boost to start out with, so for right now, we're gonna just run no blow-off valve. But I know it's bad for the turbo, but for right now it should be fine. We're actually gonna relocate the power steering reservoir right over here, and we have to, since we deleted the AC compressor, we actually had to go and get a different belt for just the power steering. I actually lost a little tensioner bracket for the power steering, so right now we're trying to find that. So we're really close to getting this thing put together. Daniel just has a bunch of nuts and bolts.
All Miata related.
And I don't see any tensioner in there.
No.
Okay, so we got everything put back together. The turbo's hooked up, all 9 yards, done. And Daniel goes to put some coolant in it, and we hear the car pissing. We have a coolant leak. Of course, the leak is coming from the worst possible place where we put a brand new O-ring in. Let me show you guys real quick. But it's coming from down here. It's coming from right below that hose. So there's actually, it's not from that hose, but there's a little metal tube it's leaking from. So now we have to deal with that. This always happens when you're on the
last thing.
Yep.
The last thing.
Besides that, guys, look how clean this looks. Like, it's looking like a turbocharged car, man. It's looking like Boost Nation.
It's looking so much better.
It's looking great. I can't wait to go rip it. So we got it out now.
New O-ring folded on itself.
Oh, it folded?
Right so it folded out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the old O-ring. It's a little bit beat up, but it was sealing before, so it should seal now.
Yeah, should keep on sealing.
And we couldn't find an identical one at Ace, so it'll do. But RTV though?
Yep.
Man, she's looking so pretty. I can't wait to go beat some Mustangs. You ready, bro?
Oh, I'm so ready.
This will be your first time driving a boosted Miata.
Oh, I'm stoked.
Yeah. So on attempt number 4 or 5, we finally got it. It's not leaking water anymore, and we have the radiator fully filled up. We actually went to AutoZone and O'Reilly's and got an assortment of O-rings, none of which worked, so we went ahead and RTV'd the living crap out of our old O-ring, and now it seems to be not leaking.
But
so,
it's sealed.
It's sealed.
It's sealed.
Somehow. So we're about to do the first startup with a new turbo, and hopefully nothing goes kaboom. Hopefully, fingers crossed. The turbo is done, the car is ready. Let's go ahead and take it for a rip. It's been a long time since I've driven this car boosted with full power. So that rattle you hear right now, that's from the exhaust hitting the bumper actually, because since this turbo is slightly different, it makes the exhaust sit slightly to the left. So we're gonna have to modify that a little bit. Gosh dang. Here's something.